puppet master, James.
All right.
Thank you, Gene. I'm sorry, everyone. I had a inspection. It was very important to keep progress on one of my jobs that I had to call in. So business carries forward. So let's get started with introductions, and we're going to start with David. David.
He's an evaluator.
No, I got an evaluator.
Gary. Let's start with Gary. Gary.
I'm the odd couple.
That's right. Oh,
Jane. Oh, Gary's going to step up. Thank you,
Thank
Gary.
you, Gary.
Excellent.
Okay.
Inductions. Tell us about your first induction into leadership with Toastmasters. You remember what your first job was?
Yeah. That's a great topic. I should really spend a lot of time on that, but I think I'm going to skip that one
All right.
because I can't remember it.
What's the word of the day?
It's a mere formality. Induction. I was inducted into the Peace Corps. A formal swear-in that you had to go through. But before you could do that, I was investigated by the FBI. And it turned out that one of my former girlfriend's father was the FBI agent assigned to my case. So when he showed up at my door to interview me, I was like, what are you doing here? He was a very interesting guy. He actually did the investigations early on, but when Patty Hearst got kidnapped, he was in charge of all bank robberies for the West Coast. So he lived at the Hearst Mansion for 2 years while she was off SLA. He was also the guy who was over installing a radio phone in Pearl Harbor on December 7th, 1941, and they were directly in contact with San Diego because that's what they were working on when the Zeros came in and started bombing. So he was actually the guy who said, we're at war. And then he was summoned to Washington, D.C., where Hoover brought him before him and said, you broadcasted classified information over airways that could be captured by our enemy. True story. He got castigated for going, we're at war. So as far as induction is concerned, I was induced to be a VP PR for this club in the inimitable way. Slate of officers. Gary, wouldn't you like to be the VP of PR? Huh? I told you I didn't want a job for 2 years. Great, thank you for volunteering. And that's how I was induced into becoming the VP PR.